Hi there, this is Dominic. It's been a while. Welcome to my TED Talk, per se. So this is a video I've been thinking about making for a while now. Yes, this is a PowerPoint slide. Yes, this is a TED Talk about fucking Naruto. Yes, I don't know how to edit. Here we go. Overview. Naruto is a series that's very special to me in my heart. Very special. My hair's a mess. Very special to my heart. Naruto is an anime that a lot of kids, including me, have watched. It teaches people about life and what it means to have goals and achieving said goals, and what will you do to get said goals. We are not boys with fox demons inside of them, but everyone can relate to Naruto at some point in life. And I really feel like that's a very impactful thing because, we all grow up wanting to be a doctor, astronaut. For me, I want to be a network engineer. You might want to own a business. Any dream you could think of, big or small. And Naruto is really about dreams and accomplishing said dreams. Now, One Piece is also about dreams, but that's a subject for another day. And it's really what will you do to take said dreams, and what will you do to push the envelope and to accomplish what you want? Are you really that driven? Are the goals you want to accomplish that big, and you need to put in that grind set? We started out with seeing cute Naruto here as a kid. So obviously, him as a kid, he was shunned by the village, everyone hates him, he never liked anyone back. He just wants to be looked at as a person, and in the grand scheme of things, isn't that us all? Aren't we all just want to be looked like as a human being? And then later he meets people that help him with life and able to take the step further, and he makes his first step with with trying to save Sasuke, because he comes to the realization of I want to be Hokage so I can be acknowledged. Then he comes to the realization, if I can't save my best friend, which is Sasuke, how am I supposed to save a village? And that's a very big thing in life, is establishing the first step. What do you want to do? And having a goal is hard. It's hard to find one, and that leads up into our next slide. What it means to have a dream. Having a dream or goal is a reason to live. That's not to say if you don't have a goal you should die, but dreams help you keep going. And it's about not stopping until you finish it, no matter what, how hard it is, and even if no one helps you. There's many stories of kids who don't have a support system, who want to do big things in life, go to Harvard, Yale, or not even necessarily school things, own a business, or anything, or work on boats for a living, or any goal, or buy a house. There are so many different definitions and goals, and whatever you want your life goal to be, that's you. That's your decision, and you have the freedom to do it. However, you gotta put in the work. You can't just be like, oh, I want to be a doctor. Okay, what's the first step? Well, in that scenario, your first step is going to school. But it's like, it could be as simple as, I want to get a new car, or I need to get my license. Well, what's your first step? Study the quiz, or, start financing, or look into investments, so on and so forth. And it's all about long-term goals. Naruto is definitely about long-term goals. Look how long and that leads us part. So the next part, the first part, is really establishing the first step, and what do you want to do? And how do you go about that? Now, that requires a lot of life planning, and it can be very difficult for anyone. Then we got Teen Naruto, which is the best Naruto. Now, let's be honest, guys. He could have became Hokage after he defeated Pain and the village worshipped him, but he didn't. He didn't. You know why? Because that wasn't his goal. Yes, he wanted to be acknowledged, but he also wanted to be Hokage. And that's like stopping right before the finish line. You gotta put in the set, no matter how hard it is. Look at the struggles Naruto goes through. Physical, emotional, and mental struggles. He's strong, and he still hasn't finished that first step of his goal, and that's okay. That's okay. Learning how long your goal is to take is okay. I want to be a network engineer. The first step was for me to sign up to college. I'm in college right now. I'm about to finish my associates, which is amazing. But you can have your own goal, which is just, again, just like, try to survive the end of the week. Just have whatever goal you want, because having a goal really gives you purpose and gives you something to strive for. And that's really important in life. You need something to keep you going at the end of the day. When you're at your downs and you're at your worst, you got to keep like, I got to do this. And look how much Naruto goes through. He puts in the work. He really puts in the work. He trains with Jiraiya. He loses some people sadly, and that is true. There is setbacks, which leads us to our next part. Progress towards the dream or goal. Progress towards the goal is great no matter how small. You're working at it. You're doing the work. It doesn't matter how insignificant, how small it is. For example, let's say you want to buy a house, okay? The first step would be finding out what house you want and how much you have to save up. Now, that might be very minuscule, but that's a big first step. Naruto took a while to finish his first step, and there will be setbacks and other hardships along the way. Naruto lost a lot of good people around him, and it's sad, it's true that we will lose people in our lives, and we will be trying to accomplish our goal. And yes, that sucks, and there's setbacks, but you gotta keep moving forward, man, or woman, or whatever, Jen. You gotta keep moving forward, no matter how painful it is, because you gotta achieve that goal. Those people who helped you achieve the goal, you owe it to them and to yourself to finish, no matter how far you've come. Is very hard. And that can go for any. I'm being very vague here on purpose because it can go for any goal that's long term. It can be near. I know I associate things with school, but it can be buying a house or buying a car, buying a business or anything, or being able to financially support yourself or having kids, all that stuff. And there will be setbacks, and it's gonna be hard, and you're gonna be crying, and it's okay because you will get through this because you have that hope that it will get better. And this is the hardest part that's why Shippuden is the longest part, because it's about processing through the dream. Part 1 was all about setting up the dream and understanding what he has to do. And it's a lot easier to say what you have to do. But Shippuden is him actually doing it, and that's the hard part. You can say, easy to say I want to go to college. It's a lot harder to actually go and pass the classes. And it's a grind set. And again, that can go for any work. If you want to go to trade school, become an electrician, anything. But that after those years of working, busting your ass at a low-paid job or whatever, and finally moving out of a low-income neighborhood or whatever, we finally get to this. Adult Naruto. So adult Naruto to me is very impactful because it shows what happens once you achieve that dream. He put in the work. He put in the grind. A kid who was nobody saved the world. We might not save the world, but we can finish our goal with enough work. And you have to enjoy the dream once you get it, because you can work really hard for your dream. And it might not work out, and that's okay. And if you have to start back from square one, that's fine. I know I was in medical for almost 3 to 4 years of my life. I went to med school. After about 3 years, I realized this is not for me. I can't put up with this. And that was okay. And I switched to IT, and my life has gotten so much better. I know people who have a lot of career changes and job changes because it's hard to find out what you really want in life. Just like going back to part 1, you might have a short-term goal, but you really need to set those long-term goals. And there's so much satisfaction when you finally get said goals. That finally leads to the last part. Achieving said goal. After you did all the work, now you get to live the dream and live the goal that you always wanted to do. It doesn't matter how long it took, as long as you finish the end, and that's what matters. Knowing you gave it you all every single day, putting that grind set, turn that mindset into a grind set, brother. If you want to be a YouTuber, anything, Twitch streamer, doctor, lawyer, nurse, guy who works on boats, anything, you gotta put in that grind. And if you put in that grind, it is very impactful at the end of the day, and you get your shit done. But you gotta put in the work, man. It's fucking hard. Let's be honest. Life is hard. And there will be setbacks along the way, but that's okay. And if you gotta restart, you gotta restart. There's people who are 50 years old who finally established what they want to do with their lives. And that's okay. Alright. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I find Naruto a very impactful series that definitely deserves more analysis. This was just kind of a brief overview about the concept of Hokage and what Hokage means to me. If you guys have any other videos, any other anime you want to suggest me do metaphors for, let me know. I have some ideas rumbling in my head, but I gotta present it more. Alright, have a good one. Like and subscribe.